Okay, so today the topic of conversation is forums. We need to set up a rating system and an activity completion system for at least one of our forums. Now, I say at least one of our forums because I do think you have to, at this stage, differentiate between types of forum. For example, support forums, and I have one at the end of every section of my course. I would not be rating. If a student gets into trouble, this is the place to ask for help. Would I be rating that? Would I be obliging completion of this activity? No, that doesn't make any sense. At the most, what I might be tempted to do, completely different activity altogether, would be to create a badge, perhaps, and award a badge to the students who most frequently are active in support forums, helping out their classmates. But rating, no. Oh, a whole other ball game is a reflection forum. In particular, this one, this one that you're seeing in front of you now, is in the final section of my course, and it's a vital part of the end of course evaluation. So they've got a project that they'll end up showcasing here, and then they'll have a reflection forum, which in my case will be fruit of impressions that they have gathered over the whole course by using the course diary. So they pull together all the strands of their course diary and come to some conclusions. I set it up that way so that they weren't forgetting maybe impressions or reactions that they had earlier on in the course, because this could take several weeks and they might forget about some important stuff. So they've got a course diary that they've done every single week of the course, and now when they get to the reflection forum, they will be creating a post which will be like a mini essay. I've not spelled it out here yet, but I will add to this description what the criteria is. It would be like a mini rubric. I think I would be specifying the points that they want to cover, and I would set a minimum acceptable length. And I will judge that length whether they've hit the mark or not when I go in and give the rating. How do I set up the rating? Well, I go to the editing button here. I know it sounds like I'm doing this in the middle of the street, but I'm not. I live in very noisy Italy with the windows open. And there's the forum. Now, what I'm going to look for is this ratings button. Now, here is the default. There's no ratings. It spells out for you. This has been set up by admin, which roles have permission to do this rating. Big cohort, you need probably a team of people doing it. Otherwise, it might just be the single teacher. So I'm going to change that to whatever I like. An average of ratings, a count of ratings, a maximum. Well, averages and sums make sense where in a forum where there's a likelihood of a lot of posting going on by every single student. Whereas in this case, we're looking for one long post and a couple of short posts. I'm just going to go with maximum rating because the primary focus is going to be on the reflection. The responses to other students, not quite so important. Okay, I'm going to go with, the default would have been none. I'm going to go with a point system, and the maximum is 100. That's given as default, but in theory I could change that. Now, if we're talking about grade categories, I have already set up an abundance of categories in an attempt to tidy up my grade book. Showcase and Reflect is that final section. So I want the grades accumulated from that final section, like in all the sections, to appear together in my grade book. Like I said, this particular forum, the reflective forum, is 1/2 of the overall final evaluation. So I want it to appear in the grade book close to that. And I've set a pass mark. Because it's the evaluation, I'm going to set a pass-fail mark. I'm going to make it 65. Now I'm intervening with the ratings function on each post individually, manually. So that would be my reference point, 65. If I want to fail the student for inadequate work, I will give them less than 65. Otherwise, I'll choose a number which best reflects their efforts. I also have to do activity completion. Okay, so the default is not to indicate it, but I am going to go for setting some conditions, setting criteria. Not viewing is going to require a bit more effort than that. I'm going to hit students must receive a passing grade because I've set a passing grade, and students must create one discussion, and students must post 2 replies. And with that, I've set up the criteria for the rating and activity completion. And so when it's time, I can intervene and grade their efforts according to my standards of judgment.